be missed on his publicly viewed profile. That seemed a little odd to me, so I brought up his profile and noticed dozens of people writing their condolences for Duke's passing. Nobody said anything about how or when he died, and I didn't bother to interrogate people I have never met before. This was disconcerting, and I attempted to get a hold of some of the other acquaintances we shared, and even his sister, but to no avail. It wasn't before a few more days that I would receive the answers to his death, and what exactly were the circumstances surrounding it. Jarrett Lair, Duke's best friend, and an intermittent roommate, eventually popped on Facebook one afternoon. I asked him if he was at home, and he said would be there soon, so I arranged to come over to his mobile home for a bit of talk. A half an hour later, I arrived at Jarrett's mobile home. He let me in the house, then took a seat in the recliner, while I sat on the couch adjacent his recliner that separated both by a gap that led into the kitchen behind the wall, in which the couch back ran flush with. After getting comfortable, I then brought up the issue of Duke. Jarrett immediately broke into tears, and he numbingly stared at the television set while rolling up a cigarette. He told me that Duke was coming home one late night after getting into an apparent fracas with some ruffians over a possible drug deal. The exact incidents were related by Duke to his sister, the home of which he went to afterwards. Apparently, these hooligans clubbed him in the back of the head with something. Duke evidently refused medical care for the next few days, and his condition worsened as he began to develop spinal meningitis due to his injuries. His mental faculties were waning, and he seemed to have lapsed into some form of dementia, which explained his odd behavior on Facebook. I would later learn that I wasn't the only person he spoke to in such a manner. A few days later, his sister was out doing some errands or something, and came back home to find Duke on the kitchen floor dead. Jarrett isn't exactly the most emotionally mature person I've met, and he didn't stop crying or bother to wipe the tears away as they streamed down his face as he related this in almost rapid succession. How then I'm I.M. Smith, followed by college, me pre and a final, who's ZCHRW. I replied with what? In obvious confusion. He replied with calm, and ended a few seconds later with hey. Then he signed off of Facebook. I scratched my head at his bizarre behavior. I had no choice but to shrug off the episode thinking he was drunk or something, which, given the nature of Duke to imbibe frequently, would not have been impossible. Little did I know that would be the last time we would ever converse while he was alive. Many days would pass before I eventually logged into Facebook again. This time I was met with a horrific surprise. One of the status updates for Duke's biography popped up amidst many other people I have set to automatically follow, and someone was saying something like, "Rest in peace, Duke. You shall surely